So what's your sort of timetable at this point?
Well, you know, right now, if say we were to have a special fall town meeting, we would hope that we would be ready for that and that we would have a good plan. What I mean by a good plan is definitely figuring out the best cost for the structures and staffing, but if there is a need for, let's say, expanding staffing, there's got to be some type of financial plan in place to make sure that that can be paid for. Either way you look at it, whether we go with outer stations or one main station in one location, the idea of even the main station was to increase staffing in the future, because eventually we're gonna have to do it. We just are, especially if we're trying to keep up with the calls. We can handle the first call pretty quickly, but still we have our response times out to Sconset and Mattakit. Even though we have a call department out Sconset, it's not manned. If people are out there, they can come back to that station.
But there's no ambulance.
There isn't an ambulance, and that's part of it. You know, it's a 15-minute ride out and a 15-minute ride back to the hospital. That's pretty close to a half an hour of trying to get somebody who's having a real hard time to immediate emergency room care.
And Mattakit's the same.
Yep, Mattakit's the same. Part of that is we're looking into advanced life support in the future, which is our ambulance service. We're basic life support right now. It's a very lengthy program. And it'll take some funding to do that. We can't do that until we have a new building, a facility that's set up for it. And right now, I mean, every issue with that building is its administrative space, crew quarters, and apparatus space. We're just overmaxed on all of them where we are.
When you went through the process in 2008, there were several meetings that were held, open houses at the firehouse and so forth.
Yes.
And opportunities for public input. Is the committee going to do that again, do you know?
You know, I would hope so. The committee, these meetings, usually they're held Thursday at 2, and they are posted, so they are open to the public. So I hope that some people will come in. The committee last time, some of the committee meetings, I don't think that the public came into the committee meetings, but they could have. So we went outside to try to invite the public in. I would think we're going to get to that point, because obviously I have to work harder to get the message out there as to why we need a new fire station. I think the best thing to do before I do that is to have all committee members agree on which way we're going to go with it and have a good solid plan, and then bring the public in.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's, you know, instead of, you can't have two different directions to go. We have to come to one conclusion. And
one last question: is the Stop and Shop purchase of the Pleasant Street property still on the table, or is that?
You know, that's still in question. Right now, it's not. No, but who knows in the future if, of course, if we redo that station and we stay there, it's out of the question. You know, and it's a whole other thing if we're going to move from that location to another location, and then the town's going to have to think about what they want to do with that property, whether they want to keep it or whether they want to sell it.
Could it be used as a satellite station without, or does it make sense to use it as a satellite station, number one? And if it could it be done without a whole lot of work being done to the building?
Well, here's the idea. It's hard to say, it would be hard to use it for a satellite station, only because that area between 4 Fairgrounds and 131, we're looking for the main station location. So if we were going to build a main station over at 4 Fairgrounds, having a satellite station that close isn't helping us with our response times. And that's the main idea. Once, you know, if at some point we can get satellite stations, and that may not be this time around. That could be in the future. Who knows? We'll see where it goes. You know, it's gonna. I mean, it helps homeowners with their insurance and everything. Plus, for medical calls, I mean, if I can get an ambulance to you in less than 5 minutes, that's great. Now, that is quite many years out to think that we can get everywhere within 5 minutes. That would mean that you'd need, you know, at least 2 or 3 satellite stations around the island with a main station.
Superhighway down the middle.
Well, yeah, you know, and let's face it, some of these big, beautiful, expensive buildings are very difficult to get to on some of these roads. But you know, the closer the time we can keep it within that 5 minutes. You know, the insurance companies like that. They look at that. I get numerous calls every year by the insurance companies about fire protection all around the island. That's one of their bigger concerns.
Well, Mark, we look forward to hearing what the next step is and what the committee comes up with, and bringing you back to talk about it once again.
Okay, that's great. Thanks,
Chief Mark McDougall, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.